Hey guys, it's Dan here. Today, we are so back. After reading the patch notes, and first thing I want to say is, boy, oh boy, well, I've got some incredible ideas that's going to completely shake up the meta in Path of Exile 1 this league. We've got a bit of minor nerfs to my initial league starters, which I was pretty much expecting anyway. Although my Lightning Strike is still pretty strong, they've nerfed some of the aspects such as the projectile damage and the ascendancy itself. Some minor hit on the damage, and a major one on the clearing side of the build. But there are a couple of band-aid fixes we could apply, which I'll get to in a later video. Next up, Molten Strike also got nerfed quite a bit, but you need to understand this. MS has been pretty strong even before the buffs in the Settlers League. After doing the math, it's basically just a 33% lesser damage compared to the previous league. However, you are indeed forgetting the best part about this league, and that is the fact that you are now getting a free aura from your mercenary, a couple of some massive buffs from minions such as Animate Guardian and Golems. In general, I believe even the most poorest player is going to be able to farm T16 maps quite easily this league. Well, that is until they nerf things again next league. Detonate Dead of Chain Reaction also got hit quite bad, which is not good for my CWS build. So overall, my Penance, Brand of Dissipation, Flicker Strike Slayer, and Tornado Shot remain unchanged from the patch notes. But today I'm gonna reintroduce a build that I created a long time ago, which got significantly buffed this patch, and that is the Cast When Damage Taken Chaos Saboteur. This build was insanely powerful, and for some reason, everybody, including me, completely forgot about this. I was reminded of this thing while I was forging a Spellslinger build. The beauty about this stuff is the fact that you can move around while destroying everything in your way. Both clearing and bossing is extremely smooth. The biggest downside, however, is the fact that this is not a beginner-friendly build to start with. Plus, it's definitely not hardcore-friendly either. There's a lot of stuff going on here in order for you to set this up. The reason why I'm making this video is because a couple of things got a massive buff from today's patch notes. Firstly, Cane of Kulamek, which you get from the Betrayal boss, can now roll with 4 Veiled mods. Each of these Veiled modifiers have a massive increase in their magnitude. With the right combination of Veiled modifiers, my build is going to be absolutely stronger. The next major buff is the overall damage numbers to most of the Chaos skills, especially Soulrend, which is basically the Flying Cat's MTX that you see in the background. The next buff we've got is to some of the Ascendancy points in the Saboteur. The best part is, we've got the Nimbus embedded onto our Ascendancy now, which basically opens up a free ring slot for us. This replaces the Shadows node here, which is a much better upgrade in my opinion. And then we've gotten some minor buffs to the Bomb Specialist. We're also getting some options to further increase our global defenses in 3.26, so it's going to be more easier to set up. So the only expensive part in this build is going to be the Olroth Flask, which could cost you around 3 to 4 divines at league start. Cane of Kulamak and Skin of the Lords can vary from 1 divine to a few more. But most importantly, you just need to get as much ward as you can in order to take the self-damage. Capping your resistances is not really as important as these things. The Dust Jewels are very important to time the skeletons in order to trigger the self-damage. The ward loop requires you to take self-damage as fast as possible, and with the correct numbers, you trigger all the skills which are linked to your Cast When Damage Taken setup. There's a formula for this that I have in my 3.23 file, which makes it pretty easy to set up. You can put up whatever you like in the set of skills here, as long as you can sustain your mana pool. We can even throw a Righteous Fire here, as we're constantly recouping our life back every time we take self-damage. It's actually easy once you learn the basic idea and how the numbers work. I'll explain more details about the mechanics in another video, and I'll also give you a league starter version as well. Have a good day, and see you soon, Exiles!